Guys, this is Sebastian Bach's first solo album in 10 years, Child Within the Man. And the million-dollar question is this a comeback or is it just one more old hero trying to keep the flame alive? Everybody knows Sebastian Bach from his background in Skid Row. I was never a fan of him back then because I didn't like his personality. He was too full of himself, and I actually feel the same right now. But he is to hard rock a little bit what Corey Taylor is to heavy metal. He's very opinionated, he farts, and we hear about it. Last thing I saw about him was that he was complaining that he wasn't chosen to return to Skid Row. But he could always sing like an angel, and I always liked that, so let's say that my relationship with him is a little bit complicated. So this is only his 5th album since he left Skid Row back in the 90s. 4th one with original material, the first one was kind of a live album, and he claims that this album took 10 years to make. And in the band with him are Dave Bronson on guitars, Todd Cairns on bass, and Jeremy Colson on drums. Then he has guest players like John Five from Mötley Crüe, he has Steve Stevens from Billy Idol, and a woman called Orianthi who has been playing, I think, with Alice Cooper, and she's made some solo material as well. It's 11 tracks, 47.5 minutes, something like that. So I took the album to work, and the first listen it gave me a little bit of a kind of Velvet Revolver vibe somehow. It was a little bit darker though than I thought, this album. And to give a reference, because we always like references, then if I take a Skid Row album, then this is more Slave to the Grind than it is Skid Row, the first album. The sound is great, it's very well produced but not overproduced and artificial. On the vocal part, and Sebastian Bach, he seems to be able to sing still really, really well. I don't know, if this was very much produced, then I think we would have heard it. So I want to believe that he is actually singing this stuff because it's pretty good. And when I was listening to this, I thought, okay, this is the guy that should be singing in a Mötley Crüe, because it would solve 2 problems at once. First of all, Mötley Crüe would get a singer that would actually manage to sing their songs, and Sebastian Bach would get that 80s rock band that he still misses so much. The only thing that I noticed that I was a little bit negative is that I felt that of the first 5 songs, 4 of them were over 4:20 minutes, up to from 4:20 to 5 minutes, and I think all of them could have easily missed half a minute and still kind of made their point. So it dragged out a little bit in the beginning. The standout track for me, the first one is song number 10, About to Break. It has some sort of a melancholic feeling, and it has a really cool screaming from Bach in the chorus, in the background of the chorus somehow. It's not a heavy song, but it's dark somehow. Another song that I really like is Hold On to the Dream. It has a very long dramatic intro with, you know, bells and stuff like that. That could easily have been a little bit shorter, but then it kind of transforms into a really heavy chugging riff that is really cool energy and ripping vocals. And I think that song would be like a banger when it's played live. The third song that I really like is song number 8. It's called F.U. I guess we all know what that means. It's a straightforward rock song and gives some sort of a, I don't know, nostalgic feeling of you know, his previous days. So I like that song because it just kind of, it reminded me who this guy actually is. Now I feel with this album that Sebastian Bach is kind of on the way to create his own legacy. I mean, he has put out good albums before, and now this is a good album. So he's kind of creating a catalog of songs that are just him and not just, you know, Sebastian Bach Skid Row or stuff like that. And I think that's really positive. The pros of this album is that it's trying to be original, but not kind of betraying what he actually is. And he's doing his own stuff somehow. He seems to be able to sing, has great sound, really great sound. Now the negatives, as I said, some of the songs feel a bit too long. They could easily have been a little bit shorter and without missing the point somehow. He might have mixed the songs a little bit differently because it kind of flattens out a little bit. It starts off very heavy, the first 5-6 songs, and then it kind of, I think some of the songs at the back could actually have been great in the beginning to kind of clean your palate somehow. There is no revolution going on here, but I don't know if I could have asked that from a guy like this, because in some way we want those guys to be true to what they are, but on the other hand, we want something new from them. So it's a tricky position, and I think he kind of does it in a nice way. So I'm actually gonna give this album 8.5 out of 10. I'm not sure that I'll be listening to this album from start to finish a lot like I've been doing now, but it will definitely, some of the songs will be in my rotation, and when it comes on a playlist, I won't be skipping any songs. I would be very happy if you'd like this video and subscribe to my channel for more album reviews, concert reviews, and interviews. And then this video here, that's Mick Mars, The Other Side of Mark's album review I did the other day, and then Bruce Dickinson, the Mandrake project that I also did the other day. So check that out, and I'll see you over there.